AVC, it is Old Metal Rocker 65 here with another episode of Flashback 70s, episode number 6. I had to redo this because I had 20. It's episode number 6. And this time, going back in, you may know a few of these bands, and then you may not. It all depends on how much music you listen to in the 70s, late 60s, and a lot of these bands are showcased in the 70s and from the 60s. And I'm going to start off with this band out of the UK. They did 2 albums. This is kind of a band that was formed after Free broke up. Paul Rodgers, Mick Rouse went on, and they formed, I think the drummer as well. No, I think it was Mick Rouse and Paul Rodgers formed Free. Andy Fraser went on his own, and Paul Kossoff formed Backstreet Crawler with Tony Brunigal, Terry Wilson, and a couple other members. And they came out with this album here, which was The Band Plays On. Kind of bluesy, soulful, hard rock, just some killer guitar from Paul Kossoff, who was, in my opinion, one of the best guitarists of them early years, late 60s, coming into the 70s, along with a few others, of course, Ritchie Blackmore. Then there was, of course, Tommy Bolin, who never really got the recognition. But anyway, they did 2 albums, this one and Second Street, both similar. Really showcases Paul's guitar skills. And, he died after Second Street, and this band continued on, but they formed the band Crawler. Now, this one came out in 1975, and on the Atco label, out of the UK, like I say, but fantastic hard rock, bluesy hard rock, great vocals. They should have been bigger. It's too bad they weren't. Unfortunately, we lost Paul Kossoff at a very young age. And of course, we all know there's a song about it from Bad Company. But anyway, Backstreet Crawler, yeah, good stuff there. Up next, band out of Connecticut. Only did 1 album. This came out in 1970. They were active for about 4 years, 68 to 72. Only produced this 1 album, and it is on the Map City label. Kind of funky, maybe have a little James Gang attitude here. Can get progressive at times. Again, no, these guys were out of, let's see, I thought maybe I was wrong about that. Okay, yeah, these guys, they're out of Connecticut. So Yesterday's Children, love the artwork. I mean, even back in them days, they had some great artwork. But yeah, Yesterday's Children, their only release. And it is out, like I say, it's out on the Map City label right here. Up next, a band out of the UK. They put out 2 albums. First one was in 72, I believe, called Bulletproof. And that was from the band Hard Stuff. That's the one I really dig the most. I just picked this up. In fact, I got it here last week, and I listened to it over the weekend. Now, if you're familiar with Hard Stuff, and if you're familiar with both of these albums, you'll know the first one is by far the best one. This one's just a little bit softer, Side A is really kind of slow in my opinion, but hard. Side 2 really picks up. They still have that hard rock edge, but this is a little bit more lighter, I think, than their first album. Well, this one came out in '73 on the Mercury Red Label. So, but yeah, hard stuff in this album is Bollock's Dementia. The other one is Bulletproof. Their one that was prior to this came out in '72. Again, this came out in '73. You know, just some hard rock. Three-piece. Up next, band out of Germany. I did 7 albums. This one was their second album. Progressive, hard rock, psychedelia at times. You know, this one starts out a little bit slower, but this is Kin Ping Mei, number 2. Gotta love the big old boar head on here, pig's head. But they're on the Sound Vision label. Of course, Sound Vision, they're more from, they do a lot of DVDs. I know that. And, but krautrock, like I said, progressive rock, psychedelia at times, you know. But Kin Ping Mei, number 2. Up next, a band out of New York, I believe these guys are. Only did 1 album, and hard rock, maybe a little progressive at times, but not overly progressive. But they only did 1 album, and this is called Sitting Bull with Trip Away. And they are only active for like 3 years, from about 70 to 73, 74, you know, and then, you know, a lot of those bands in them days, you know, if you don't get a good major label, you know, you're not going to get very far. As a result, 1 album and done. But luckily, these have all been repressed a number of years back. But even it has maybe a little hint of Southern in here, but still not a bad album at all from Sitting Bull. Last one, guys, and fabulous Flashback 70s, episode number 6, goes out to a band out of Stockton, California, and One and Done, another band, One and Done. Wildwood, Plastic People is the name of the album. And good stuff though. I mean, it's different. Pipe Sticker kind of describes their music as raw, dark, in-your-face, hard psychedelia with plenty of vocal, organ, hard guitar, powerful vocals, courtesy of Wildwood from Stockton, California, featuring tracks from their 2 rare 45s, including the Punkadelic classic Plastic People, what you're listening to right now, plus fabulous, not released at the time, studio cuts from 68 to 70, similar to Public Nuisance, The Doors, Music Machine, Steppenwolf, and Hunger. Yeah, the organ is, I believe, the same organ that Ray Manzarek uses in The Doors. So it has a different vibe than kind of the Hammond B. But yeah, Wildwood, only One and Done. These guys are actually, this is actually a really heavy album for its time. It could, you know, could be considered early metal maybe, but I don't know. You'd have to buy it to find out. Anyway, Wildwood. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for this fabulous 70s. Get tongue-tied here. And episode number 6. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Later.